Yes guys, it's the boy Cam, CTB, Cam Talks Boxing, back with another video. This past weekend, Anthony Joshua defeated and knocked out Robert Helenius live at the O2 in London. But you saw it in the thumbnail. Will AJ ever be the same? Do you think he looks better now? Do you think he can become world champion again? Do you think he can beat Deontay Wilder? Let's talk about it. Yes guys, let's go straight into it. If you're new, hit the like button, please subscribe, join the road to 1k, almost at 600 subs. Thank you so much guys, but let's go straight into it. As I said, Anthony Joshua, he's back. He's now 26-3, 23 knockouts, and look, just the record shows he's a power puncher guys. He is an absolute power puncher. For anyone who has that KO, his percentage, I believe, well over 75%. That's similar to, it might not be just because of the losses actually, so because obviously out of the wins, yeah, he's got 23 knockouts, but obviously he's got 3 losses as well, where obviously clearly didn't get a knockout. But look, you know, he's still one of the hardest hitting fighters in the world. Like, you look at the likes of Benavidez. I think Benavidez only has 3 or 4 fights that went the distance. Tank Davis, I think, only has two fights that went the distance. But Turbiev's knocked everyone out. You know, Wilder's only had 1 or 2 fights that have gone the distance, and Joshua's one of those who, you look at his record, other than his losses, he has 23 wins by knockout, so it's impressive. And the reason I'm emphasising this and kind of starting here is because we saw a beautiful knockout this past weekend, and I'm so happy that Joshua got that statement knockout. Was he better than I expected? Did he underperform? Did he underwhelm me? Guys, how did you see Joshua's performance? Because for me, I think he looked poor, and you saw it in the thumbnail. I'm saying, will he ever be the same? I just don't see AJ as an improved fighter. Okay, yes, he might be moving better, he might look a bit more fluid, his jab's a bit sharper, but for me, he's too tentative, he's too cautious, he's not as confident, he doesn't get his shots together. And Robert Helenius, even though he did fight the week prior and was obviously active and fit, he was getting some success against AJ, and this is someone who Deontay Wilder knocked out in 90 seconds when he was coming off 2 knockout, I think a 2 or 3 knockout streak. Robert Helenius, he knocked out Robert Kaunacki twice, and Adam was coming off, was a hype, like there was hype behind him, you know, and Wilder knocked him out in 90 seconds. Does that mean Joshua had to knock him out in 60 seconds? I mean, I would have liked it to show a statement, but even if he knocked out in a couple rounds, it would have been great. But he knocked him out late in the 7th round, and his face was pretty busted up. You look at the fight, you look at the final, at the end of the fight, his nose was busted, his eye was flicking a bit, it was swollen, he was getting jabbed, Helenius was getting success with the jab, and he was landing on AJ as well. That's the thing, it's not like he's got this flawless defense where fighters and opponents don't land on him. They do land on him, and that's my only worry. Prior to the knockout made it a 6 or 7 out of 10, but even people on Twitter, I was looking, they're not really pleased with his performance. They still gave it a 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, because he did not look great, in my opinion. Yes, he was probably winning the rounds, but unfortunately for AJ, he's got such high standards, and I'm not even trying to hate on AJ. He gets so much stick. Look, he does carry the heavyweight division on his back. He fights everyone. You know, he packs out stadiums. Obviously now O2, etc. His stock has dropped slightly, but the reason I say will he ever be the same is because, number one, he's not selling out stadiums anymore. We're trying to build him back up, but they were even saying that the O2, they were struggling to fill it out, you know, and a lot of people saying this was one of the worst cards of the year. Not so much on paper it was a great card on paper, stacked with names, potential good fights, but the fights didn't live up, to standard. Candle Hatton was a bit of a boring fight. I loved the Johnny Fisher fight, but then the two co-main, the co-main and the Hergovich-McKean fight was just snooze fest. I started going on my phone. That's not like me, because I wasn't on my phone for the Johnny Fisher fight or the AJ fight. So yeah, that's one thing. Is his stock has risen. He's no longer that huge global superstar. You saw at the peak of his powers back in 2019. He was on the radio station, on the Breakfast Club in the US. He was they were trying to get him out there in the US. And the second reason why I say, will it ever be the same? He's still gun shy for me. Does he have that killer instinct? Yes, it was a lovely knockout, but he's not that combination puncher, and that's why he was successful. He threw punches in bunches. He was aggressive. He hunted you down, especially when you're hurt. He could have got Helenius out there a lot earlier. He could have threw those traps, and the shot was there at times. And the third reason I don't think Joshua ever will do the same is because will he become world champion again, or certainly unified or undisputed? Because that's what really increased his stock. That's what made AJ, had the belts. He was a world champion, and he would hold that responsibility. But without the belts, he seems a bit lost, and he's hungry still. He's learning from Derek James, and he has improved in some aspects. But will he ever be unified again, or will he become world champion again? Fury and Usyk, it depends how long they stay around. If they're still around for 2-3 years, what's stopping AJ from retiring as well? He's 32, 33. He's got ages. He can fight for a lot longer. But does he want to? Will he be hungry, especially after a big Deontay Wilder payday? If that happens next, would he still need to fight again? It's one of those things. So for me, the 3 reasons why I don't think he'll ever be the same is because of his stock. I don't think he'll go back to that level 2016 to 2019. Then the second reason I'll say is because I think he's gun shy. I don't think he can get that killer instinct back after what happened against Andy Ruiz Jr. And the third reason is because I don't think he can become world champion again. I love AJ. I love you, AJ. I'm not hating. I'm just saying it how it is, unfortunately. But I will continue to watch AJ, support him, and I hope AJ can prove me wrong. I hope he can become world champion again. Hope he can become unified, undisputed. Hope he can beat Wilder. But that's another thing. What do you guys do you think he can beat Wilder? For me, Wilder knocks him out inside 6 rounds, but I think inside 4 rounds. But guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think? How did you see Joshua's performance? How did you find it? Do you think he was improved under Derek James? Were you impressed by the knockout? Do you think what the Wilder fight will happen next? Do you think he can beat Wilder? But guys, hit the like button. So please subscribe. Almost at 600 subs. I'm trying to hit 1k by the end of the year. I appreciate all of my subs. Appreciate your support so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back with another video.
Talking numbers on the phone while I'm getting brains. Switch 4 lanes, I'm in my own lane. You can catch me